Hi again. In the last tutorial we looked at my organizational system. In this tutorial we're just going to give an overview of why you should be using Endnote, which will set the context for the next tutorials that are coming. So we're going to look at 4 different reasons. One is tracking your references. The second is having a searchable database of your references. And the third is archiving your full text so you can find it again, and easily adding your references to articles, dissertations, etc. So let's talk first about tracking references. I don't have anything to show you on this one, but think of this. If you get to the end of your dissertation or article and you have a perfect quote and you can't find the reference for it. That's kind of a worst case scenario, and I hear it happens to a lot of people. So we want to avoid that. So that means being organized at the beginning and keeping track of all of your references so that you can easily add them to your articles, your dissertation, other things related to what you're doing with the articles, and you'll be able to have a full APA reference and everything ready to go when you need it. One of the assumptions that I have when I'm using Endnote is I'm not putting in just the ones that are in my dissertation. I think I said this in the last one. I'm trying to find everything on video conferencing. That's my topic, and I want to be able to use it in other articles as well as my dissertation. So my assumption is I'm collecting everything I possibly can. Some of it may not be used in my dissertation, but I want it in the same Endnote file anyways. So I'm going to show you a few things that just to give you a flavor for what Endnote can do for you, and we'll go in depth in future tutorials on how to do these things. So don't worry about how to do it right now, just think about the big picture. So the next reason to use Endnote is to track your references. So let me just show you a couple of things here that you can do with a database if you have all of your references. And I'm going to resize this so you can hopefully see some of it. I'm going to have to scroll back and forth. This makes it big enough so that you can read it, but it does make it a little cumbersome for searching. So you can see here in my Endnote I have categories down the side. Here's background information on video conferencing. Here are articles on using video conferencing for collaborative projects, using video conferencing to connect to content providers, etc. So this is how I've organized my different articles within Endnote. Endnote lets me do these groups. One of the other nice things about Endnote, I'm just going to resize this so you can see a little bit more, is let's say I'm writing along and I know that there was an article about, I don't know, let me just put in implementation since that's in my head right now. Then I can actually search and find all of these. These are my search results. Let me just show you on this side. Now instead of me looking at a group, I'm looking at the search results. So these are all the articles that have something to do with implementation, and because I've keyworded a lot of them, that's not a really good search. Let me do this another way. I know there's one in here on a Moat Marine content provider. And look at that. Here comes the article. So it's really easy to find an article, and I can be writing along going, I know there's something about this, or I want to make this point, and Endnote is finding this information. The reason it can find it is, let me just open up one of these records. Here's what a reference looks like when you're in it. I'm just going to scroll down. It collects all this information. It also has, often the abstract will come, and the website, and I'll show you in a second how you can attach files. So Endnote lets me search as well as categorize and organize all of my references so that I can use them easily. So that really was our second reason to use Endnote, is it's a searchable database. I can organize and I can search, which is really great when you're writing. The third reason is for archiving full text. And let me just show you this. Now, I showed in my other video, the first video, how I organize all of my full text, and I have a folder where I save things down into. But let's say I don't want to go hunting all over. I can actually open this attached file right here. See this little paper clip? I can go up to, let's see, where is it again? This is a really good lesson because you know you don't always have to, here it is right here. You don't have to know where it is just to know that you know how to do it. So I can just click this paper clip and it's opening Acrobat Reader. Let me just drag this in here so you can see, and it's really hard. Let me show you this. I just made this really small so you can see, woo, there's all the pages of this whole article. and it just opened it up right straight there from EndNote. I also like to do it by using the right click. You can get it that way as well by going down to File Attachments. Anyway, we'll do more tutorials on that, but the point is, again, there's my full text all organized in one place so I can get access to it later. Alright, the last reason you want to use EndNote is how easy it is to get it right in your article. So this file here is my proposal. And let's say I'm writing along and I know I want to use a certain reference, this one I was just showing you, and I want to put it right here. So I'm going to click, this is an EndNote toolbar that comes in when you install EndNote. So I just click Insert Selected Citation. It's the one that I was just sitting on over in EndNote, and I'm in Word right now. And look at that. There is my reference, which making hard for you to see. It has jumped onto the next line. There we go. And EndNote just did this, and see how it's already in APA format and everything for me. The other cool thing is now this article is going to be in my, let me just scroll all the way down to my references. I didn't do anything, and EndNote threw this in here. So look at that. There's my reference already in my references list at the end of my article. And I didn't do anything. All I did was click this little button here where I want it in the text, and everything else is done automatically. So obviously that's a really good reason to use EndNote. So again, why are we using EndNote? We want to track our references, keep track of them. We want to be able to search them, easily access the full text, and very easily add references in proper APA format into our article or dissertation. In the next videos, we'll talk about how to get an article from a database into EndNote so that you can easily use it in these ways.